25th Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. Jesus spoke of his pending passion, suffer, die, and rise. We are like the apostles. They were afraid to ask questions, though I'm sure we are filled with many different ones. It seems we prefer to be quiet Catholics, described as those who pay, pray, and obey. But today, there is a real question. Where are we as a church? And where is the Holy Spirit leading us? In a few weeks, the second synodal session will take place in Rome, discerning the answer to these two questions. If you were not aware of this gathering of hierarchy, religious and lay leaders, convened by Pope Francis, now you are. It began last October and now will reopen. May we borrow from the first reading today from the Book of Wisdom, which said, if the just one is God, he will defend and deliver us. If the synod is of God, the same will happen, led by the Spirit. The letter of James today describes some of the blessings and virtues in wisdom. I wish to apply them to Jesus. He is pure, peaceable, merciful, compliant, leading his church to bear good fruit, sowing seeds of peace. Is that not what Pope Francis did in his journey to the East last week? The description is also what the church is about. And please do not forget, we are the church. We have been invited to live our faith, and our role is to be active members of a servant church, to serve the needs of others. In our time, when our society tramples on gospel values, where society rejects what we believe, it becomes imperative for us to be active, not just react. The Holy Spirit leading the Synod is calling and leading us, awakening us to what can and should be. None of us, young or older, can stand idly by, but we are to respond with pride and excitement as active Catholics. This is not the time for us to just observe, only to pay, pray, and obey, but to provide for the threefold steps Jesus requires of us to be a disciple: to deny self, embrace his cross, and allow him to accompany us on our journey. As wisdom said, he will defend and deliver us. We are to be a prophetic voice. Remember the prophets of the Old Testament and John the Baptist of the New? A prophet, it is said, is to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. a new question. Where do you stand? Maybe our questions are answered. We can consider some of the questions Jesus has for us. What are you doing to build my church? Are you being filled and led by the Holy Spirit? Or just standing by, moving here and there with no purpose? Have you invited a disaffiliated person to return to the Jesus who means so much to you? Is your faith stronger, allowing you to be bold in sharing with others? He has many questions. He is waiting our response. Don't we all wish to go to heaven? This is our final goal and destination. But the way to get there is living the threatened values of which James spoke, insisting on them in our daily living and finding others who think in the same way. Mark's gospel passage provides a beautiful picture as Jesus took a child, put his arms around him and said, "If we receive a child in his name, we receive him. And if we receive him, we receive the one who sent him." Do you have any questions? God bless you.